So another incredible weekend of racing happening on the Isles of Scilly. So we've just had the swim run and it really didn't disappoint. Started off on Friday morning, having a group of people out for the social swim run. Really great opportunity just to come play in this environment with no worries, plenty of time to learn different techniques and how to manage yourself in a swim run environment, which was just loads of fun. The afternoon happened and just wow. We had 170 young people from across the islands, and then as well as visitors or swim run participants that have brought their kids taking part in the Junior Swimrun. And it's just so fantastic just to see the new athletes coming through, you know, whether they be little tiny tiddlers or the 15, 16-year-old, you know, really strong teenagers. They're amazing, and it's so good to see the passion for getting out and about, and so lovely to have Five Islands Academy totally support this and be like, yes, we need to get our kids out in this environment to enjoy it as well as everybody else. So that was just such a brilliant way to start the weekend. Saturday came and we all boated over to St Agnes. There's never been an official swim run on St Agnes before, so it was really nice to be able to put that on, and it is such a beautiful course. It may only be 7K, but it's a punchy 7K with the first two swims of, in theory, 600 metres, but they definitely feel more like 800 metres. Going between different islands from Agnes to Gyu, although officially most people class it as one, it's still, you're swimming island to island, and it was just fantastic. We had about 30 people turn up for that one, and it was, yeah, just absolutely lovely. We had a 7K course, and we had James Dawes finish first, with Emma Riggs first female, and the Nat Sock squad from the Netherlands taking the team win, and that was just brilliant. We also did a 2-loop version, so 14 kilometres, and Tim Walker won that one, with Sophie Oster finishing first female, and Team Ali and Claire was first team over the line. So that was just brilliant. Ali's been amazing. Ali has supported every single swim run since we've started up. So a huge thanks to her. It's always lovely to see those people that come again and again and again. And there's definitely a fair few of those throughout the whole weekend. A lot of repeat athletes, which is just lovely. After that, I had to go home, check all the tides, the wind direction, because it looked like it wasn't going to be favourable for some of the races on Sunday. So we did a lot of changing around, but we've come up with a really, really good alternative. And the course only dropped 2 kilometres, but my word, it was a spicy course. Absolutely fantastic. We had the Northern Traverse that started halfway through the Archipelago. So the Archipelago started off swimming across from St Martin's over a sandbar that's only available for a little bit during low tide, over to Little Ganilli, through the Thongweed, oh my word, the Thongweed, over to Little Arthur, up this amazing ridge to Great Arthur, turning around and coming back and doing all that again back to St Martin's, over a little bit more to the other end of St Martin's, had a big 2K swim over to Tresco. So, you know, people got out of St Martin's like, whoa, that Thongweed, that was really hard. They got out of St Martin's, said, whoa, that 2K swim was hard. They then, once they got to the community centre, that was where the Northern Traverse team joined them. So they joined halfway through the middle of the Archipelago pack. So it meant that they had the Northern Traverse people had the chance to try and catch up or not be caught up. So it was really interesting having that new dynamic right in the middle. They then swam over to Briar, looped around Briar, swam back to Tresco towards Cromwell's castles and up the big hill up to King Charles's castle. Just the views from up there are incredible. And then getting in after the Tresco aid station, heading across to the small little island of North Wethel before the swim that everybody talked about, 1 kilometre over to Tian. The wind and tide was just directly in your face, loads and loads of chop, you know, but everybody was brilliant. You know, they all just worked really, really hard and powered through it. Then went round to Tian, up to the top of the Tian, and just looking across over all of these islands. You know, the amount of people like, whoa, that was incredible. I wasn't that sure about going up the big hill just for the sake of going up the hill, but when I got there, wow, what a view. And then a short swim over to St Martin's. Nearer the end, the tide picked up and a few were taken a little bit further than they wanted to, so it meant they had a slightly bit longer run on the beach, but they all enjoyed that little bit. And then a final finish back to St Martin's. It was an incredible day, really, really brilliant. For the Northern Traverse, we had Chris Peck finishing first as the men's. Emma Riggs was first female, and Team Stark were the first team over the line. For the Archipelago, Jacob Keast, right from the start all the way through, led really, really strong. Molly Mees was first female over the line. The first women's team were the Green Baker. First men's team were Nat Sock Squad from the Netherlands, and the first mixed team were Norded Hybrid from Norway. As you can tell, we had quite a few international participants, which is just phenomenal. Someone even coming from China, you know, and there's a lot of the Netherlands guys that this isn't their first time over here for the swim run. They also took part last year. So to come all this way again and again, just, oh, it means so much. As well as all the guys from the UK that have come more than once, twice, 3 times. It's phenomenal, the people that are supporting these events. It's just lovely. Really massive thanks to all our volunteers and all the safety boats. You know, some of those swims were pretty tough, and everyone got out saying, yeah, I wouldn't have gone in that necessarily by myself, but I felt safe, so I could test myself and see what I could do in these different environments. And especially, you know, those big long swims, a lot of people think, well, you know, I don't know if I could do a big inter-island swim, but to feel safe, that's what we want. We really want everyone to have a really great time and feeling safe the whole way. So thank you all so much for coming along. It was a fantastic day, and yeah, you know, we didn't quite have these flat, calm conditions that we have now, but my word, there are some stories to be told out there. So thank you very much, and we will see you at the next event pretty soon.